Okay, let's call this meeting to order, please. We, members of the Lincoln County Board of Education, we're having our meeting in Arts today, this evening, I should say. We're glad to be here. I would like to begin the meeting with just introduce members of the board and our staff that are with us today, for those that may not know them. On my left there on the end is Carol Smith. This is Gary McAllister. This is Patricia Lucas, our superintendent and a native of Arts. Fred Curry, vice president of the board, and Larry Wilkerson is a member of the board, and my name is Steve Priestley. Glad to be here. I don't want to be negligent here and forget to thank Debbie and everybody that was involved in preparing our evening meal here. A lot of times people don't realize, but we talk about this ahead of time. And then we compare notes. And we say, well, you know, we're going to Hearts tonight. Do you think you'll have anything to eat? And I say, oh, I'm sure they will. They always do. So we do appreciate all the hospitality that we get when we come out. Glad to be here. But this is an official meeting of, oh yes, we were very impressed when we came in, and Mrs. Lucas pointed out, having the students greet us and all. That was a nice touch. We appreciate that. We like our kids to learn in many ways, in social ways like that. That's very good. I'm glad you mentioned that.
They're going to lead us in the pledge when it's time for that.
And they were all smiling. You know, sometimes we're frowning, but they're all smiling.
That's because I just told them that we had food. We're three home.
So they fall for it just like we do. Okay. Also, Jeff Midkiff is over there. He's our assistant superintendent, Mr. Midkiff. And beside of him is Brenda Powell, who is executive secretary to the superintendent. And Brenda's been here many times with the board for a long time, so we appreciate her too. So we are here for an official business meeting of the Board of Education, and we're going to conduct various business. But we always allow the public to speak at any meeting. That anyone who's not on the agenda has a right to address the board. But my understanding, no one is signed in, so we won't have that this evening. But should there be a time in the future when you're at a board meeting you'd like to address the board, or you come to one of our meetings, wherever it may be, if you have something on your mind, you or anyone else, you always have the option of signing in and addressing the board about what your concern is. But after that, what we'll do is we're going to follow our agenda here. The first thing we will do, though, is have our pledge of allegiance, and Ms. Nance will have me young ladies to
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Thank you all. You did a wonderful job of that too. Okay. The first item that we have on our agenda is the approval of the minutes of the November the 19th, 2013 regular meeting. Mr. McAllister makes a motion. Second. Mr. Wilkerson seconds. And all yes vote? All yes vote. Okay. Now we go to public comments, and we've noted that we didn't have any of those. So we go to our presentation. Now, is Anthony Pritchard going to be with us this evening?
We thought she was.
Say aye. Well, she may appear, maybe her time, she's in a different time zone.
I don't think she was at
Okay. Well, if she could come, we'll add her on here later on, but that brings us to the next item. Just everybody in the public to know that each year the board, or each school is required to address the board from their local school improvement council. And many of you may be a part of that, that's why you're here this evening. But that's the next item on our agenda, and I'll let Ms. Nichols take over from here.
Can you all see this board?
We could move over.
I can move over. Because I'm not technologically. And I'm afraid if I move it, it won't do what it's supposed to do.
I think so, I think.
Well, I can, thanks for catching that up. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, he said all I had to do was push this button.
Get some popcorn.
Yeah, it's lit up. Might take it a minute to come on.
There you go.
Well, Lindy, the slideshow is supposed to come up.
Maybe it's over.
There it is. Okay, first thing I'd like to say tonight is we would like to welcome you all to our school. We're really proud of the school and love to show it off when people come to visit. And I too want to thank our ladies for being present tonight and coming out and greeting you and leading us in the pledge. And I thank our parents and our LSIC and our teachers, staff, and everyone else that's involved with our school. We set new goals this year when we had to do a new strategic plan. It was totally new. We had never done one this way. And our goals look a little bit different throughout the county this year compared to what they have been in the past. And our first goal is dealing with achievement. We say that we're going to identify strategies to increase our achievement and close the sub-gap groups on the West test. And our action steps to get there is that the teachers are going to meet weekly for the 1-hour PLCs. And I would like to say that that has been very, very successful. I've seen a lot of growth in our teachers and in the use of the techniques that they've been using, and in looking at data and making sure that students are on track to be able to achieve what they need for that grade level. So that's been very beneficial, and I want to thank the board for allowing us to do that. We have an instructional coach who works with our teachers 1 day a week in math and reading, and that is Cheryl Workman. We contract with her with Title I funding, and she does an excellent, excellent job. I couldn't ask for a better instructional coach. I just wish we had her more than 1 day a week, because what she brings to us, and in order for an instructional coach to work well in a school, you've got to have a good relationship with them. And this staff really has they have a great relationship with Mrs. Workman. And instructional support will also be provided by RESA 2 staff. RESA 2 staff comes to some of our leadership meetings. They come to some of our PLC meetings. And they also come and meet with me, and we go over things that we might need training on, things that we want to look at for the future and do better with. And then we come to goal 2. And goal 2 is where these ladies come in tonight. And we wanted our students to take a bigger role in their education. We feel that they need to take a bigger role, especially our middle school students, because a lot of times they don't care. So our goal was to try to get them to care, to do their very best. So we said that we're going to involve students in the decision-making process at the school, and a student leadership team will be established, and that has been established, and these ladies tonight are part of that. They go to, they have a class period every day that deals with student leadership. They've planned all of our assemblies We just finished with Veterans Assembly, and they planned the whole thing. We didn't have to do anything with that. So trying to get students more actively engaged with their learning is one of our big focuses. And we said that focus groups will be conducted to gain input from students concerning students becoming leaders. And Mrs. Lucas just happened to be up here one day when we did our first focus group, and that was not last week, it was the week before Thanksgiving break. It was a group of 8th grade students. And what they told us in this focus group was just, I was amazed. And these kids were randomly selected. So, you didn't get the top of the top and bring them in and ask them these questions. You got kids from special needs as well as the middle and the top. And one of the ladies that was in our group was a special needs student. She was the best at answering our questions. And I was just absolutely thrilled. She did a wonderful job. We said that students will be selected to be on the leadership team. We have already done that. We're offering the leadership class, and the students are developing and planning celebration and other activities for the school. Because we think that if the students take ownership, that we're going to see them take more ownership when they test and with their achievement.
I would like to interject something about being able to sit in on this focus group. It was, the questions were focused on what the students felt like would help them become more engaged in learning, what the school could do to make it more, student-centered. What are some of the positives that this school is already doing? Did he ask what were the weaknesses within the classrooms? And it was very pointed toward what could the staff do to make education more meaningful for the students. And it was a great discussion because the students took it very seriously, and I think that you did have one of the students that was
Yes.
in the focus group.
Yes.
But just listening to them give and be able to articulate what would help them become more engaged and what would make the education more meaningful, what would make them want to do their very best. And they talked about project-based learning. They talked about what was more distracting in classrooms. If some too many things were going on, not to have their groups too big, maybe have 2 to 3 in the group when they were working. It was quite eye-opening for me to listen to 8th graders because it's been a while since I've been in the classroom, and just to hear them articulate, because they were talking about what was best for them. And Ms. Davis and Ms. Tony were listening, and they were taking notes, and they will be having probably already.
We're going to do the
scheduled
7th this
setting.
week and the 6th grade next week.
But it was, they took it very seriously. That, I so appreciated hearing, being able to be part of that.
And Kirsten, you were in that meeting. What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good for us to hear our input. It was like, I was talking about it, how they felt better because we did talk.
It made you feel like your opinion was welcome. I thought it was very, very beneficial for us to hear it, as well as for them to be able to verbalize their feelings and what they think.